My father and I didn't speak for 17 years. Not after the night. He walked out, suitcase in one hand, Bible in the other, leaving behind a wife with tear-streaked cheeks and a boy who would learn how to pretend he didn't take care. I told people he died, not because it was true, but because it was easier than explaining that the man who baptized me in our backyard pool also missed every birthday after my 12th. Easier than admitting I still checked my phone every Father's Day, just in case. I told myself I had moved on, that forgiveness wasn't necessary for someone who no longer mattered. But pain buried doesn't disappear, it festers, until one Sunday morning it came back to the surface, when the pastor read a verse that shattered my defenses. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. -1 Peter 4:2-8. Niv. I sat frozen in my pew, heart pounding. Love covers, not erases, not ignores, covers. I had spent my adult life covering wounds with walls, not love. With sarcasm, not truth. With silence, not grace. And for the first time, I wondered what might happen if I let love do the covering instead of my anger. The next morning, I pulled out an old cardboard box from the back of my closet. Inside were photos, letters, and tucked at the bottom a birthday card he had sent the year after he left. I had never opened it, hands shaking. I slid my finger under the seal. Inside was a short note. I know I failed. I pray for you every day. I love you even if you never write back. That was the moment everything changed. Not because he deserved forgiveness, but because God had given me forgiveness when I least deserved it too. It took me 3 more days to work up the courage to find him. He was living 2 states away, retired, alone. I called. He answered on the second ring. There was a long pause before either of us spoke. "Dad," I said, voice cracking. "I'm not calling to yell. I'm calling because I think I'm ready to forgive." He didn't respond right away, but I heard him cry. It was the kind of weeping that holds years inside. We met a week later, in a small diner off the interstate. He looked older than I remembered, frailer, but his eyes were the same, full of warmth and remorse. "I've prayed for this moment every day," he whispered. We didn't fix everything that day, but we started something holy. We covered old wounds with present grace. Over the next year, we rebuilt what we thought was lost. He came to Thanksgiving, met my kids, apologized to my mom. And not one of those conversations was easy, but love made them possible, because when God's love lives in you, it doesn't ignore pain, it covers it. Not like a bandage hiding a wound, but like a blanket warming a broken heart. I'm not telling you this story because I'm a hero. I'm not. I'm telling it because love, real love, is supernatural. The kind that flows through you when you let go of bitterness. The kind that reflects Jesus, who stretched out his arms for people who had turned away. My father passed away last year. In his final weeks, we read scripture together. He wept as I held his hand and said, "I love you, and I forgive you." Those were our last words, and they were enough. Love doesn't make the past disappear, but it gives the future a chance to breathe.